Well, I just got done making the video of why I think the Kansas City Chiefs could win Super Bowl 57, which I hope I'm wrong, but now it's the video on how I think the Philadelphia Eagles could win Super Bowl 57. The Eagles come out as a 1.5 point favorites to win this game. And when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they definitely are a Cinderella team this year. To make it to the playoffs, I think a lot of people had that happening, but to then make it all the way to the Super Bowl, no, I don't think anyone had that happening. But when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and the history of the last, several years, it's only been 5 years since they won their last one. This is the team that I think coming out this next Sunday will have a good chance to win their second Super Bowl. And when you look at Nick Sirianni, he is just doing a phenomenal job. Spent 3 years as Frank Reich's offensive coordinator in Indianapolis before he became the head coach here. And if you don't remember, in 2013, he was on the Chiefs coaching staff when he was let go of in 2014. But when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and what this team does well, there's a lot of things this team does well. And there's reasons why they're 1.5 point favorites to win. It's because we start with this team. We start with where it all depends. It's on your lines. And the offensive line has to be the best in the NFL. They got two players that are who were a part of their last Super Bowl team, Super Bowl 52, who are bound for the Hall of Fame. Lane Johnson, who just got selected to his fourth Pro Bowl and is now at his second year, at his second first-team All-Pro. Jason Kelce, who just got selected, who is Travis Kelce's brother, who he'll be going up against in the Super Bowl, will be a six-time Pro Bowler, 5-time first-team All-Pro, trying to get that second ring. And this offensive line could block. And that's needs to come up huge when you go up against a ferocious pass rush in Kansas City. And imagine trying to block Chris Jones. And that offensive line blocking so well gives this Eagles team an opportunity to do other things. That's Jalen Hurts making plays. Jalen Hurts could make plays with his arm and his legs. And he's got the weapons to do it. He could throw to A.J. Brown. He could throw to who they got in, which was a great offseason acquisition from the Tennessee Titans. They got that other guy named, and then they got, I'm trying to think of his name right now. I'm trying to think of the receiver's name they have. It just totally, but then they got the running back and Miles Sanders who could play, who could play also, and then they got their tight end Dallas Goedert. And this Philadelphia offense could score. And, before he got hurt and missed the last two games, Jalen Hurts, the receiver, Devontae Smith. I don't know why it crossed the blank, but Devontae Smith is another guy, too, that could make plays. That's a great playmaker and touchdown catcher as well. And then before Jalen Hurts got injured and missed those last two games, he was considered an MVP candidate. Now, missing those two games definitely could hurt him. And you know what? It's probably a good thing he doesn't win MVP because, remember, the teams who haven't won MVP, the players who win MVPs, you don't win the Super Bowl. That's happened every year since 2000. The last one that did it was Kurt Warner in 1999. But, that offense is so good. This defense is ferocious. Just like Kansas City, they got a ferocious pass rush. They are number one in sacks with 70 of them, which is second all-time only after the legendary 85 Bears. And when you look at the pass rushers, the guy who leads them in sacks is Haason Reddick, who's got 16 and a half sacks, and he's an outside linebacker on a defense that plays a 4-3 scheme. And then you look at the pass rushers they have, like Javon Hargrove, who was a big Pro Bowl snub, and Fletcher Cox, who also got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. But, I mean, and, Fletcher Cox, that's a future Hall of Famer right there. He's a future Hall of Famer. But he got snubbed for Aaron Donald. And then they got a secondary led by Darius Slay that is just also a really good corner and who's had Pro Bowl seasons as well. So if the Philadelphia defense could bring pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and offensively they play the football they've been playing all year long, just let Jalen Hurts go loose and throw it to his receivers, Smith and Brown and Dallas Goedert, and that offensive line could block, the Eagles have a good chance to win Super Bowl 57 next week. Will it happen? I hope so. But we will find out in a week's time. Will the Eagles beat their former head coach, Andy Reid, in Super Bowl 57? Let's hope that happens.